move on now to the FIFA Club World Cup, where the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup enters the round of 16 following an action-filled group stage. Now, top European sides, the Manchester City, Paris Saint-Germain, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, and Chelsea progressed, joined by informed South American teams, Botafogo, Palmeiras, and Flamengo. Now, Lionel Messi's Inter Miami face PSG in a headline clash, while Manchester City take on defensive-minded Hilal. Juventus battle Real Madrid, and Bayern Munich face Flamengo in a match that feels like a final. Other matchups include Chelsea versus Benfica, Dortmund versus Monterrey, and Inter Milan versus Fluminense. Now, the road to the MetLife Stadium final is wide open, with potential for upset as clubs from different countries, different continents chase global glory in the prestigious tournament. Now, joining us is Robert Wheeler, who joins us this morning to talk about the FIFA Club World Cup. Good morning to you, and thank you very much for joining.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on again.
All right, Robert, the boys have been separated from the men. We've seen interesting results so far, and now is the round of 16. Mouth-watering clashes up for grabs. Which of these fixtures really, should we be looking at, ahead of the round of 16 next week?
Yes, I think there are lots of entertaining clashes. Obviously got an all-Brazilian tie in the Palmeiras against Botafogo later today. That'd be exciting to see a Brazilian team already through to the quarterfinals. Got Inter Miami facing his former club PSG, which will be fantastic to see, although I don't have much hope for Inter Miami. I think PSG, being the Champions League winners, will cruise through. And yeah, Manchester City, Hilal, that's another good tie. Saudi Pro League invested a lot of money recently, and against Manchester City, who are on the back of a disappointing season, but they look impressive now. And on the other side of the draw, Real Madrid, Juventus, that'll be a fantastic team. Xabi Alonso, he's only recently been their manager, but he's already seems to be getting the best out of them. So yeah, there are some fantastic ties.
All right. Looking at the Club World Cup so far, would you say you've been impressed with the competition, the energy from the teams? Would you say that we're having a swell time so far? And so far, so good. Which team have been the standout team for you in the group stages of the competition?
Yes, I think there were worries that it might feel like a bit of a pre-season tournament. They weren't too sure if the European teams would take it seriously, and maybe some of the attendances were poor at the start. But yeah, I have been impressed by this competition as a whole. Obviously, it's flashed with other tournaments like the Gold Cup, the European Under-21 Championship. So there's a lot of football on, and people say there's too much football, but this tournament seems to have done well. I think it's obviously the first one that can only be taken more serious. In terms of teams that impressed me, I think Manchester City look back to their best. Pep Guardiola, he looks a bit more relaxed, unlike last season where he looked a bit looked like he'd sort of gone off the rails a bit. But yeah, and of course the Brazilian teams as well. They've surprised. I think people expected them to do well, and in previous incarnations of the tournament, they've always took it seriously. And yeah, you got 3 Brazilian teams into the last 16, which is fantastic. You want teams from around the world to do well, otherwise the competition would just be a rerun of the Champions League, wouldn't it?
All right, Robert, before I let you go, I'd like to ask you, do you think that managers, fans alike should use this tournament to measure what might happen for their club side in the next season? Do you think that we should be looking at, how the team would play, for instance, Chelsea, Manchester City, or we just, keep our hopes, down and not having to think of this as a tool to measure what might happen next season?
Yeah, I guess the worry is that there's too many games and they'll be a bit tired from this long tournament in the summer, a competitive tournament. It's not a pre-season tournament, but it's given time for some of the players to gel. Like Manchester City, they've got Ryan Cherky and Ryan Ait-Nuri in their side, and they've already looked like they've got to settle. It's probably a good time to get them to settle all together in one country abroad. And Man City look back to their best. They look rejuvenated. So yeah, I guess the worry is that they might be fatigued from this at the start of the season, and their campaigns are long. But yeah, I think it's got a good glimpse to what's to come. And Manchester City, they may even challenge for the Premier League after being on a disappointing season last season.
All right, Robert Wheeler, I will say a big thank you to you for your quality time. We'll look forward to a very interesting round of 16 clash. And I don't know which team you support, but I know that you definitely would want your team to either do well at the Club World Cup. If they are not in the Club World Cup, I'm very sure you're looking forward to a very good season for your team. But thank you very much for joining.
I'm a West Ham fan, so yeah, don't see us in the Club World Cup anytime soon.
All right, no problem. But of course, you've gotten the European trophy. I think the Conference League, and hoping to see what West Ham does come next season. Thank you very much for joining.
Thanks for having me.